Ooh, what is up, everybody? This is Alex from IHE TV. He's back, baby. My boy is back. Michael C. Hall, the 58th season reboot, sequel, whatever, of Dexter. It's here. Well, at least the first 2 episodes. So, spoilers for the first 2 episodes of Dexter Resurrection. I probably won't do another video like this until it's done, and if there's more to say or whatnot. But there's a little thing you should know about me. It's that I love Dexter. I love Dexter. It's like a core part of my media enjoyment from when I was quite young, arguably too young. When did it start? Like the 2006, 2009, yeah. So my formative years defined by ever so lovable serial killer. Dexter's had its ups and downs, and it's been going for so long now that it's gone from having the show with, this was pre-Game of Thrones, remember, the most disappointing ending of all time. So ending it on sort of a sour note. That last season is hilarious of the original show. And then, I mean, this one is called Resurrection, but this has been resurrected a couple of times. In 2021, it came back with New Blood, kind of retconning the ending with the whole idea being like, look, we can try the ending again. And then if that wasn't enough, 2024 had the prequel series Dexter Original Sin, a show I did watch and found pretty funny. I liked it more than New Blood personally. New Blood, again, had a terrible last episode, an awful ending. So Dexter's had 2 endings, and if that's not enough, now he's getting a chance of another ending. So for me, this is looped back around to being so absurd that it's actually kind of fun and enjoyable. And I'm at a point where I would be happy just seeing Michael C. Hall play this character till he dies. Who cares? We have stretched the level of disbelief to such an extreme degree that, yeah, it has looped round to just kind of being weirdly charming in some ways, but I'm still not fully sold, if I have to admit, on this new one, somewhat similarly to Old Blood. Sorry, New Blood. Old Blood's something else? What is Old Blood? Wolfenstein, the Old Blood, that's what I was getting mixed up with. One thing I realized with Original Sin, the prequel show, where everyone's like a cartoonish caricature wearing the same outfits, even though they're like 10 years younger, it's really funny. But what it made me realize is kind of how important the setting of Miami is to making Dexter work. It's a huge part of its personality that I'd massively underappreciated, because Dexter New Blood is set like in the middle of nowhere, the fictional small town of Iron Lake or something. And it changed the tone and feeling in such a kind of extreme way that never felt quite right to me. And they were changing the music. The music's such a big part of that atmosphere to me, this kind of dreamy, simultaneously cartoonish, but dark tone that music brings. At its peak, the original show was able to maintain this light tone that had serious moments that still work kind of on a dramatic level, and there's always this ongoing cat and mouse tension, even if like a lot of it is ridiculous in premise, especially the longer it goes on. And so the reason I bring up this environment is that going back to Miami for Original Sin did make a difference for me. It just felt a bit more proper. I felt like this is where the character belongs. This is where this kind of story just makes sense, because now Dexter Resurrection takes place in New York proper, at the Big Apple. And the feeling's a little bit different again. Difference not necessarily bad, but there are some building blocks to a show like Dexter that can feel like something is missing. And I guess it's only early days, but the atmosphere is very different in a way. I'm not sure if it's as good as the old show or Original Sin. Now, as I was getting at the believability, the goofiness of it, so I guess Dexter has died twice. He like dies, I guess, off screen on that boat with Deb in the first ending, the first attempt at the ending. But it turns out he survived that somehow, faked his death, moved to a different state, lived in a small town. His son, Harrison, tracks him, winds up figuring out, oh, maybe I'm not like my dad, I'm not a serial killer like him. Winds up shooting Dexter. Dexter dies. But then, this is so convoluted, this is like Saw shit. In I think it was the first episode of Dexter Original Sin, the prequel show, they reveal that he survived the gunshot and he wakes up in hospital. So that was like the framing of that show. It was like him going through his past, life flashing before your eyes type thing. And I guess because like what else does Paramount have going on their streaming service? So they've kind of put it all into Dexter. It certainly ain't that Halo TV show. One of the big things that was missing from that last season was the through line of Batista. He kind of got shafted, so I guess that's going to be one of the main cruxes of this season. That's a fun through line. Don't know still how I feel about the Harrison stuff, because like they've basically retconned yet again, where Harrison in the first episode kills somebody and then uses his knowledge he's learned from his dad to cut him up into a certain amount of pieces and hide the body, which then gets another plot thread going of these investigators trying to figure out who killed this evil dude in a hotel where he's working. One of the things that drew me to this season is that the cast is insane. Like, Paramount is not holding back on the budget for this. But look at this. Michael C. Hall, Uma Thurman, Peter Dinklage. I swear there's more. John Lithgow, Jimmy Schmitz, Neil Patrick Harris. Like, it's stacked. And that was something that was funny in the opening of the show. Was doing a little bit of member berries, Dexter member berries. That's how deep we are. We have a little cameo performance from the ghosts of the Trinity Killer, and more importantly, Dokes. Dokes from Dexter might be he might be one of the best characters ever. He's such a fun character. And the dynamic is awesome. In those original seasons, where he's kind of positioned as the villain, even though he's completely correct, but you don't really want him to figure out that Dexter's doing what he's doing. Classic anti-hero stuff. And basically every line he delivers is just gold. So that was a little bit funny to see him coming in. Hope he got a nice paycheck for that. But as far as like adding to a story or anything like that, not really. We're getting to that point where it's like, man, everyone's getting old, huh? Dexter's looking old. His ghost dad is looking old. Batista's, he's looking pretty good, actually. And Dokes, he hadn't aged a day. But, yeah, one of the other threads is that there's, I guess what they're setting up, and I think it's probably going to be the dumbest, most entertaining part of the show, is that, like, Uma Thurman is going around on behalf of, I assume, Peter Dinklage, to find serial killers to have like a serial killer gathering or something. I really don't know where that's going to go. Where I assume it's going to go, because, yeah, as in the second episode, it's all about like Uber drivers, and there's a serial killer picking off Uber drivers. Dexter makes friends with an Uber driver and wants to become one so he can kill this serial killer himself in classic Dexter fashion. That's often what the formula boils down into. It's like we need the prey. Dexter's the pred. He's going to go undercover, he's going to sneak around. How's he going to take out these nasty monsters? So what I assume is going to happen is something along the lines of he becomes an Uber driver, sets up a trap for the Uber driver serial killer, kills him, then Uma Thurman finds out somehow, and some ridiculous serial killer plot is going to kick off. Like, I'm super curious where it's going to go. I'll definitely watch the whole thing, but this is pretty much like a Saw franchise situation for me, where it's like I just want to see how many more corners they can write themselves into, and how ridiculous of an explanation they have to get them out of it. Because like the whole ending of, I keep forgetting what it's called, New Blood, where like his girlfriend was a cop and was really twigged onto him. Like most of that's just like abandoned in the first episode. Like, I don't know, like even talking about the plot sounds so ridiculous when I'm verbalizing it out loud. But I think all the Dexter fans are so kind of Stockholm syndromed and nostalgia brained that we're just there for it, even if it sucks. And I wouldn't say this sucks, but it's definitely stupid. I don't know, let me know what you think of Dexter Resurrection. It is like Alien Resurrection, it's like Ripley coming back. Where do you think it's going to go? What is the state of Dexter to you? What are the best and worst aspects of the show? To anyone who hasn't seen it, I kind of recommend just watching season 1 to 4 of the original, and you can basically stop there. Something charming and campy about it, and I hope it goes on forever. Until either Michael C. Hall dies or I die. Bye.